Warden Bob Karnes in the center. To my left is Jeff Temple. He's the pharmacy manager for Donough Pharmacy. And obviously, you know our county coroner as well as the prison physician, Dr. Jeff Yocum.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm coming before you, Commissioners, today to, based upon previous meetings, but also to enter into contract with Donough Pharmacy regarding medication dispensing as well as medication purchasing through Donough Pharmacy, a local carrier. And the reason I'm coming before you is because they're offering to lease what they call a Parada machine, which is a medication dispensing machine, which will be individually packed medication for all the inmates at the correctional facility on a daily basis. The reason we feel it necessary that to enter into this contract is it'll reduce liability for the county, reduce the margin of error for hand dispensing that is taking place right from the nurses, from our nursing department and our medical department, and also free up nursing hours that are being dispensed to the inmates. So the nurses can actually spend more time dispensing nursing care instead of dispensing medication by hand to the inmate population. As far as specifically how the Parada machine works in the medical dispense, it's not new technology. The technology is present in a lot of hospitals. Jeff can speak to his company as far as how they use it and where those locations are. But after review of the contract that Donough is presenting, and based upon our solicitor's review, he's recommending that we go into contract with Donough. It would be an asset to the county and also improved medical care at the correctional facility. Again, this is Jeff Temple, and if you would have any questions, Jeff, you can give a backdrop to actually what the Parada machine and the medical dispensing process is.
Sure. Good morning.
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 So the Parada machine actually houses over 200 medications inside the machine. It takes all the information from my pharmacy software, and it individually packages everyone's medications based on instance in which you would take a medication. So morning, evening, dinner, bedtime. And what it does is it actually it picks and packs every medication from the machine, puts them in these pouches and seals them. These are tamper-proof pouches, so they cannot be closed once they've been opened, so it's very obvious if something's been touched. Has every patient's name, the date and time in which they would take the medication, the listed medication, its size, shape, color, and imprints, as well as the prescribing doctor is all printed on the outside. This would all come directly from Donough Pharmacy. We have the machine already. We've been using Parada for several years with one of my other pharmacies down in Philadelphia. They actually show for facilities and things, it actually improves medication compliance by over 30%.
Oh, I think it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And inventory issues too.
Oh, absolutely. Accountability is huge.
Correct. So and speaking to that part, of course, all information will get put in by the pharmacy staff, whether it be a certified technician or a pharmacist, probably going to be a pharmacist entering all the information. The machine picks and packs it. It then gets checked again by a pharmacist. They get a seal of approval. We have stickers that says, yes, this has been, checked by a pharmacist. And then it would go out for delivery to the facility. So this actually gets several sets of eyes on it before it'll actually ever reach the doors of LCCF. So we're very warm and fuzzy that it works. We've been using, we've been using a machine like this for several years with other nursing homes and facilities and such, and it is fantastic. It is the latest and greatest out of the pharmacy world.
Are you able to give any comment on the scale of how much per day, average daily dispensing?
Average daily dispensing, we dispense about 235 different types of medication a day.
So this is a huge impact.
This is a huge impact, and that encompasses just daily medications to encompass mental health medications as well. So Donough, actually, what I was most impressed with was not just a Parada. We actually originally approached Donough for reduction to the county in cost of medication. And when Jeff brought it to our attention, the doctor and I met with Jeff, and he brought the savings, the possible savings is, you know, on an average between 20 and 30,000 in medication costs as far as we were buying from Pharmerica in bulk.
Is
So,
it per month, per year?
well, that's annual. That's
Annual.
annual. Now, and that depends on the profile, again, of the inmate population. It depends on the need, the medical need of the inmate population. So, and that's more of a guesstimate than an accurate number, but based upon his prices per units as they're packed, and Pharmerica's Donough is far the better deal for the county. So we're hoping that the medication savings that we present as a result of signing this contract will offset the monthly leasing fee.
Well,
So-
and just the offset of the labor.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
Being attributed to this.
Nurses
by the
today
nurses.
are, not to interrupt you, Commissioner, but nurses today are spending 4 to 5.5 hours just pouring medication. And we usually need 2 to 3 nurses to do that. So that's 4 to 5.5 hours a day that nurses are tied up dispensing medication when they can be delivering services elsewhere.
Question. I hear and acknowledge all these wonderful things that can be an outcome from this program. You know, from nurses having more time to you helping with the billing, and the list goes on. But I do have 1 or 2 questions. The contract, I looked through it again this morning, and I hear you say the cost savings, but it said I should refer to Schedule D. I have no attachments for schedules to show pricing.
We can provide you with the
Okay.
attachments.
I would appreciate that. And then the second part is this a state contract? Do we have to bid it, or what
No.
is the?
No, we don't. It's not a state contract.
It's not a state
No.
contract. Do we have to bid it though?
No, we don't have to bid it. No, not medication services.
Okay.
Because technically, we can still, even though we're using Donough Pharmacy, the contract we're going into is primarily for the use of the Parada machine. I can still go outside, and if in fact we get medication elsewhere at a cheaper price, we're still not legally bound by not purchasing that medication, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. And then I guess then the follow-up question is, do we have other local pharmacies that have that same machine? I mean, are we going to, is the answer no?
No.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, since we're having some discussion, Gordy, do you have anything?
Well, I'm just trying to, you're cutting back on the cost of nurses and the work that they're doing. How are the inmates actually getting the drugs? I mean, it's like.
Well, the nurses will actually hand it out instead of
Okay.
actually dispensing it, you know. This is something that when I say dispensing, I mean they're actually pouring the medication, putting it on a medication sheet, and then taking it to an area where they actually hand it out to the inmates. What it does is it cuts down all that dispensing time, you know, as opposed to the handout time to the inmates.
So the nurses won't be counting pills,
Correct.
the meds won't be loose,
That's correct.
they will just be the point A to point B, and I guess verify that the inmate, the
Right.
proper inmate gets it and takes it.
It's my recommendation, even though I understand that cost and cost savings is an issue for the county as far as the county taxpayer, I think the potential liabilities, you know, that we can address here from the legal standpoint. I mean, this machine cuts down the rate of error to virtually nothing. And I think you can't really put a price from a liability standpoint
No question.
on that, especially in the medical community today, where we live in a litigious society, and I'm not dealing with all the individuals that are most willing to accept a mistake.